Hi guys, Chris here at Purely Outdoors, and today we're reviewing the Vango Galli CC awning. So this is the 2024 model that they brought in. A few variations from the previous model that we saw in 2023. We'll run through those differences, but I think it's worth sort of starting on what this awning really does sort of appeal to. So it's definitely focused at larger families or those with greater storage needs. I'm sure a lot of you will be sort of aware of that Galli name. It's been synonymous now with the driveway market for a number of years. We've seen different variations of it, and I really feel like this CC version has really lends itself to younger families and those that are going to be touring across the UK. Reason for the CC name, so the CC stands for closed canopy. So the previous Galli models that we've seen in the past have always been open canopied, and I think they've realised that with our UK conditions, wet weather coming in, it's definitely worth having that closed canopy on there. So they brought in that's the one key difference from the Galli Pro that we'll do a separate review video on, as well as the fabric on that model. So we see the closed canopy, and we also now see 150 denier fabric on this model. So it's their new Sentinel 150D. That's an upgrade from the active fabric, which was a 70 denier last year. So they've doubled the thickness of the fabric, so it's a lot more robust, and we now see 4,000 mil hydrostatic head. So really good robust fabric, but still very lightweight as well, meaning the pack size only coming in weighing at around 27 kg. So it's a really nice sort of blend between a large awning and still keeping it lightweight as well. So we'll have a little walk around. Key things to note, as you can see, it's an aired awning, but it's a multi-point inflation. So we've got 4 air beams along the side of this Galli. We're pumping each one up at a time, and we're using their air speed valve system. So it's sort of a twist locking system. It means you can get inflated and deflated really nice and quick. Sort of pitching time on this one, we're looking at probably around 15 to 20 minutes, given the size of the awning, but it really does lend itself, like we said before, to that larger family. It can accommodate 4 or 5 people sleeping comfortably in there, and it really gives you that excess space outside of the van that I'm sure a lot of families will be looking for. As we move back, you can see in this new fabric, we've got a new colourway in from Vango as well. So we've got the two-tone grey that we've seen on previous models, and they've brought back the orange accent that I think looks really good on this swoosh going up the side of the awning. We see the air zone ventilation as well that they brought in for this year. So it's a taller vent from previous models, and it's also got an inbuilt interior curtain as well that can be put up and down as and when it's needed. Got a really nice hooded vent on the back because, as we know, this space is going to be used primarily for sleeping. We want to make sure the condition in the awning is really nice and comfortable, and the extra ventilation we've got here really allows that to happen. As you can see as well, we've got these 3 lovely big diamond clear windows that just let loads of light go into the awning, as well as the big window on the front as well. That means if the conditions are coming in, you can still have that panoramic view outside of the awning, but you get them protected from the rain. What we'll do now, guys, is we'll take a look inside the awning and talk through some of the key interior features. Okay, so just before we head inside the Galli CC now, we're just going to talk about what vehicles this model can fit. So the previous version of the Galli CC, they only brought that out in the low and the tall. So it was great for your camper vans and sort of coach-built motorhomes, but there wasn't really that mid-height range in there. They've addressed that this year and brought in the mid-range as well as low and tall to this awning. So low starting at 180 to 210 high, so perfect for your transits or your T5, T6 transporters. Then your mid-range is sort of 210 to 255, so really been designed to hit those sort of Peugeot Boxer and Sprinter sort of height ranges. And then your tall goes up from 255 all the way up to 295, so more for your coach-built motorhome. So it's really hitting all those vehicle heights now, and I think it's been probably a weakness of Vango over the last couple of years, and they've really addressed that. And I think it's a real advantage to this range in 2024. In terms of the overall size of the Galli CC, so we're now seeing with the canopy, as you can see it fully opened, you've got a huge amount of space here. So you've got 1.7 meters of canopy area, perfect for your beach gear, for kitchen area, maybe a pet area as well. It's really versatile space, and like you say, can be open or closed depending on the conditions, and becomes a really usable space for you out on the campsite. In terms of overall size, so we see this awning now at 5.5 meters long, so it's a huge amount of space, and we'll talk about the different ways you can use that with different accessories as we make our way in. In terms of connecting it to the van, we have a single doorway here that leads into the tunnel area, and that gives you 1.2 meters of depth on your tunnel, so between the awning and the van itself. So great other area for more storage. And you're also looking at 3.1 meters of width on the actual awning as well. So huge amount of space. As you can see, as we take a little bit of a closer look inside, it's a real cavernous feel, perfect for large families, and the largest awning that Vango produce. So as we see here, we've got a really nice large diamond clear window at the canopy area. That makes this space feel really nice and light. We've got that on either side. And then as we work our way backwards, as we go into the main living space of the awning, we've got mesh sort of openings on either side. These can be closed up with a curtain behind if needed. So really good usable space. And you've got a mesh panel on the doorway as well. So Vango really look at that breathability aspect of their awnings and making sure that it's a really nice climatic place to be in. As we take a step back, you'll see the main living space of the awning. What I'll probably do is I'll pan the camera in a little bit closer so you can see some different shots in here. But the key features to note, as we mentioned before, diamond clear windows, a real great addition to the Vango awnings, that they've really added just more depth to their windows over the last few years, and I think it really means that the awning feels a really well lit space. Some other key points that Vango awnings sort of have patented is their tension band system. So you can see these here. We've got two TBS positions on this model. Given the size of the awning, they really act as like internal guy line systems to the awning. So not only have you got the high vis guys on the outside, you've got the tension band system on the interior. It means in stormy conditions, it's really going to keep that awning centered and grounded really well. As we move our way back, you'll see we've got the air zone ventilation, and we've also got the hooded vent at the back. So great for sleeping. And while we're on that subject, you can purchase a double, so a 4-berth clip-in inner tent that fits the entire width of this awning, or you can get a 2-berth version as well. So depending on how many people you've got to sleep inside this awning, Vango have got those options there as and when's needed. In terms of other accessories you might want to purchase alongside, so we've got the ground sheet and the carpet. So again, the footprint can be used underneath the awning, and then the carpet can sit on top of this inbuilt ground sheet. It just makes it feel even nicer and homelier from that point of view. Okay, so I think we've summed up that pretty nicely, guys. Like I say, we'll be putting more features on the website, so you can read those at your leisure, the full product spec, of course. But I think if you're looking for a large Driveaway awning, you're looking for a nice lightweight option, this really is the awning for you. It is the largest model that we see from Vango. If you feel it might be too large for your needs, you could look at the Cove Air Low. So again, same air beam system, same fabric, but just slightly smaller, but you've got that lovely canopy as well. So we've just posted a video on that one, so it might be worth checking that out as well. But if you've got any questions on the Galli CC here, drop them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.